Hey everyone, this is Grant and welcome to another episode of Raising Amazing Families. Shooting this video today from inside the house as I had a friendly bee that sat right on my phone and on my hand just as I was about to shoot the video outside, and I figured not a good day for getting stung, so I decided to bring it inside. Today in this episode of Raising Amazing Families, I want to talk about teaching your kids games. Could be board games, could be card games. Probably want to focus a bit more on card games, and the reason I want to talk about it is because over the course of the last couple of months while we've been at home with COVID-19, Mel's been spending a lot of time with our kids playing card games. And I know that they've previously learnt card games through Mel and through my mum and played them on and off for a number of years, but really obviously spent more time doing it in the last couple of months. And the reason I want to talk about teaching kids playing card games is because there's enormous benefits in learning about strategy and options. And so I've sort of dabbled in a couple of the games that Mel's taught the kids, things like Rummy, a version or a card version of Monopoly, etc. And I've occasionally sort of jumped in and played with the kids and with Mel. And the one real takeaway that I had from playing was just how much kids learn about strategy. They need to learn to think about their options. As you can imagine, in numerous card games, there's more than one way to win. There's more than one way to get to the right outcome and beat your opponent. And it takes thought, it takes thinking, it takes understanding where you are and thinking on the run. And when you think about that, in a lot of respects, there are situations in life where skills like strategy and thinking come in really handy. Certainly when you go to work, that's the case. And so I think there's real value in teaching your kids to play card games. And to be honest, you're never too old to learn. So I mean, I sat down with Mel today and she taught me the beginnings of Rummy. Now, I'm no expert. We only played about 3 or 4 hands, but I quickly learned that there was strategy and thinking on your feet required to play Rummy. And as I say, our kids, all 3 of them, but certainly, all 3 of them have spent time learning various card games over the years, but certainly got into it in more recent times. And I can just see it's really improved their thinking and their ability to think strategically through the game. And so I'd never really considered this before. I know when I learnt card games as a kid, didn't really give it too much thought, but watching my own kids go through learning the game and then developing the skills to think deeply about strategy and consider options, think on your feet to get to an outcome where you win, it's pretty impressive to watch. And so I really think there's a lot of value in going to into making the effort of teaching your kids games. Now, whether that's yourself teaching them or getting another family member or a friend to teach them, it's a great way of learning, and it's different to learning what they will learn at school. I don't think it's robotic and as mechanical as some of the learning that they'll go through in formal education, but they will learn to think differently. They'll learn to think laterally. They'll learn to weigh up the situation and then make decisions, and sometimes those decisions don't pay off and they lose the game. But other times they make decisions and they can literally see it unfold in front of them. They're going to win the game. And so I guess the added benefit is if you get the strategy right and you get your decision making right, you'll win. And as we know, sometimes in life, it is about creating an outcome where you win or you get the best result or whatever it might be. So learning to think strategically and think on your feet and come up with options is a really powerful skill set to learn. So if you can teach your kids early enough, I think they'll benefit significantly when it comes to later on in life, whether it's going through and choosing what vocation they want to have, whether it's going through college or university and choosing their subjects, or when they're working. They could very well end up in a role where they need to think about strategy and options and decisions. And I think learning how to play cards and various games in cards and even board games, but my focus is on cards today because of the focus that we've had on card games in the last couple of months. So there's my tip for today. Teach kids how to play card games, teach them how to think strategically, come up with options, think laterally, and I think they'll be better for it later in life. Okay, thanks very much. Take care, and also don't forget to jump in and like this podcast, whether it's through Apple or whatever other podcast channel you listen to. And also go into Facebook or Instagram and you can make comments. I'd love to hear your feedback, whether you've already done that, whether you've already got your kids playing card games and what benefit you see, or whether it's something that you've found valuable through this podcast and video today, and we'll make an effort to do so. All right, thanks very much. Take care. Cheers.